I said that surprisingly. Good Monday morning. It's the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him, folks. 17-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys, and he is giddy till all the moon. Dale Hellestrae's here, everybody.
Well, Stephen, we left here on Friday. You said, I don't got much going on, just a slow weekend. And
Are you going to call me out on this?
here I am. I check my Facebook posts, and there's Steve here, and there's Steve there, and there's Steve here, and there's Steve there. And I'm like,
for a relaxing weekend, a lot of stuff came up, Dale.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff came up.
And you were there with bells on and
I did.
And ready to go.
Mike Sheehan called me up.
Yeah.
Mike Sheehan begged me to show up on Saturday, and I was like, Mike, I just don't. I'm just saying that because he's probably watching.
He's not watching at 8 o'clock in the morning.
He's probably finishing practice right now as well. No, he had he's a real estate, realtor. If you guys don't know what his real job is. I did like how on the Facebook post, Autumn put we're out here supporting his side gig.
Yeah.
Real estate. But yeah, that's trust me, the football does not pay the bills.
No, high school coaching, you get about a $5,000 stipend.
Yeah, he just invited you too, but you ignored it.
I didn't even realize it was an invite.
So he just did something to appreciate. I'm not a real estate client of his or anything to that effect. I haven't bought a house or anything, so I haven't dealt with him from that angle. But he was nice enough to invite us, and so me and Autumn went up to support him and see Spider-Man. I saw Spider-Man twice now, Dale.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, it was weird. I enjoyed it the second time way more than I enjoyed it the first time.
Did you really?
And it wasn't terrible the first time. There were just a lot of slow parts. So I don't know if it's because I could prepare myself for the slow parts better or I knew what was coming, but I enjoyed it a lot better the second time than I did the first time. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't think it was bad the first time either. Yeah. And then we already had plans to go see Super Troopers 3 on Sunday morning. So I had to go see 2 movies. And within 12 hours, I saw 2 movies.
Super Trooper. Isn't that like a kid's movie?
No, it's definitely not a kid's movie.
Oh, okay.
A comedy.
Yeah.
They make fun of police. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny movie.
Okay.
It's just like, it's not as good as the first one, obviously. It's probably on par with the second one, if I had to guess, in terms of comedy and stuff like. But they do a lot of that subtle humor stuff, which I love. Like at one point in the movie, there's like a safe word, not for somebody was eating lobster. I won't ruin it, but somebody was eating lobster and they were allergic to it, so they were like, "Hold until hit me with the EpiPen, but wait till the last minute." And there was a safe word they would like yell, so then they would give them the EpiPen, and stuff like that. And the safe word was funny because like the next scene. But the safe word, like literally, it's like in the scene, like it's just funny. Like that stuff just makes me laugh. I'm not explaining it right because I don't want to ruin it. And so like that. So I saw Super Troopers 3 this weekend as well. If it wasn't for the movie stuff, Dale, it's what kept me from going to San Diego to watch your Arizona Rattlers. They're just going to rename this whole league the Rattlers League at this point.
Yeah. Right? Well, we talked about before the playoffs started that. Yes, they really like and enjoy home playoff games, but they tend to play better on the road.
Yeah, I told you guys, like halfway through the season, I said whoever in the East comes out of the East is going to win this thing, folks. Then I said as the playoffs started, no, Arizona Rattlers defense is top. Now they lost one of their guys yesterday, bad ankle injury. I'm just going to assume he's not going to be ready in a week because it was bad. It's probably not coming back for it. But that defense, I said that defense is stellar, and that defense will get them there. And that defense has got them there. Period. End of story. That is all rookie defense, basically. Everybody except for Merriweather, and it's been fun. We'll talk about that coming up because the championship game's down in Tucson again this year, Dale. Your favorite thing.
Yeah, well, it doesn't really matter to me, but I know you'll be down there.
You want to go down there?
I mean, that's a 30-minute drive for you from where you live.
I did. I put Robert said, yeah, don't be taking Graham to see Super Troopers. Yeah, don't.
Okay.
Especially 3. A lot of racial humor and adult humor.
But 1 and 2 were okay?
No, don't see any of them, Dale.
Okay.
Don't take Graham to any of them.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if you'd find those types of movies funny.
I can't remember the last movie I went
It's my
to.
type of humor. Well, yeah, you could have been to one Saturday night for free, even, and you didn't even show up to a free movie.
And they were, and Mike was celebrating him being the number one
Yeah.
real estate guy.
Well, in his group and everything.
Yeah,
And
wow,
Mike,
man.
if you don't know, I mean, we don't talk about it. He doesn't like to talk about it. My favorite thing, if you saw the flyer at the bottom, it said like whatever the saying was, like number one and whatever. And he goes, "Am I supposed to say that?" Like in parentheses, it says, "Am I supposed to say this?" Which cracks me up. Which is funny because, you know him on the football. You know him personally as well and stuff like that. But you also know him on the football. He's one of those football coaches that commanding, right? Demanding, like a general out there, stuff like that. And then to see him be all like humble like that. And he's legit on this, by the way, folks. It's not an act. On the real estate side, like he's humble about it. It's actually kind of funny to watch. It kind of cracks me up because, like, I have to sit there and be like, all right, this is real estate. This is real life Mike, not football Mike, where he's all in command and definite about stuff. And then there's like second guesses a lot and like thinks about things a little too much. It does crack me up, the difference between that. But it goes to show, right? You follow, you go out there, and how many football players do that where they walk on the field and they're one person?
Oh, yeah.
And then they walk off the field. Most of them, if they don't, they're usually in jail. Most of them are completely different people on the other side. So it is kind of funny to see as well. But, yeah, it was good. But Dale missed out.
I did miss out. I just saw that you guys were there and you're celebrating. And congratulations to Mike. I mean, that's, again, when we talk about you coach high school football for the love of the kids and the love of the game.
Yeah.
You don't coach it to pay the mortgage.
No, but if they're but you know this as well as I do, there are coaches out there that do it for them. Like they enjoy the kids and teaching the kids, but it's about them and winning and stuff like that. And you can pick those coaches out pretty quickly when you talk to them or see them and stuff to that effect and everything. And Mike's not one of those guys. He's legitimately out there. He likes to win. Don't get me wrong. Everybody does. But he definitely. Kids come first in his eyes, especially his kids out there and stuff like that. He's got another good team this year, new quarterback coming in,
right?
Which means, Dale, it's that time of year. He's coming back on the program here this year, back to back 2A state champions. And I'm not going to lie to you. Now, there's how they start this season. That's what I was talking about. How they start this season is going to be interesting. There's a lot of unknowns. Now, they got some big talent back, right? Dickerson's back and a couple other kids that are phenomenal college or high school football players.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting, right? New quarterback working them in. We saw this 2 years ago when the new quarterback came in. The first couple of games were a struggle. We're a struggle bus.
Right.
And then it just got better throughout the season, and then playoffs came hitting on all cylinders. So it'll be interesting if we see more of that this year or if we see kind of a more steady thing coming out. First game's at Pima starting next Friday, but he's going to start joining us starting this Wednesday. They have a scrimmage. And he'll start joining us here to preview the season and get there.
Always interesting
defense.
When you, him and I were talking, and I think probably late last season, the fact that, Scottsdale Christian just used to be Scottsdale Christian. It was on Tatum and Acoma, and nice little school.
Naughty little kids.
And we go 6-4, 7-3.
Dale, it's the turf on Tatum.
And then all of a sudden you win a state championship, and it's a cute story. Yeah. Wow. Well, hey, they came out of nowhere, and they had one class come through, and bang, bang, and then they win a second one, and we overcame all these odds and all that.
Well, the second one was suspensions and playoffs, and there's certain people out there that are still like, oh, they just got lucky and blah 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 because of those suspensions.
And then you come back and you win a third one, and now some people are not so shiny on you.
People, it's gotten worse every year, but there are now people that I've had to. Mike argues with them still on Twitter. I told him to knock it off. I go, Mike, let other people talk to him.
You don't win those.
Yes. And I've even stopped like going back and forth with them just because I'm just like, dude, these guys are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And they're media people, and they tout themselves as the number one 2A small schools thing, and they're just absolutely stupid and ridiculous. They're like just stupid about it. They make stuff up, and it drives you nuts and stuff like that. But it's gotten like down to hate this year, like downright hate. Like before they made stuff up like, oh, SGA chickened out of 3A and made them not move them up to 2A. And it's like, that's not how it happened, dude. They never got moved up.
I also read after our second one, they got 15 transfers in. And
that's the guy that reports that they have an 80-man roster.
Right.
And I'm like, look, I'm not good at math. I can tell you right now, there's not 80 men sitting on that sideline on a game.
You can count the players, the coaches, the trainers.
I'll put it this way: there's plenty of room for me to stand down there and mingle with them. If there was 80, it'd be packed, and I wouldn't be down there. And I have like a whole section to myself if I go on the sideline. But yeah, no, it is amazing at a high school 2A level the hate that they get.
But isn't it? Because I told him, I said, think of any. If you want to call them dynasties.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys went through it as the Cowboys.
I told him in Dallas, our first Super Bowl, everybody was like, oh, my gosh, they're the flavor of the month. They're the up-and-comers, and they're young. And then all of a sudden, by the third, they're like, all right, we're tired of them.
Well,
this, that, and the other
Buffalo lost 4 Super Bowls in a row. People were like, this is ridiculous. Blah, blah, blah. And they lost 4 in a row. Yeah. And the only reason, people enjoyed watching them lose 4 in a row because they were so good to get there. Yeah. It's just you tend to hate those types of stuff. Basha's getting that way. I see a lot of hate on Basha this year. This is their 3rd year in a row where they're projected to be really, really good out there, and I see people starting to turn on Basha a little bit this year.
And more recently, you look at Golden State, to where Steph Curry and the crew, they were. They were cute and cuddly, and they were
so much fun that first year. Yeah. Remember, it's Smash Brothers hitting the logo shot.
Splash Brothers. Yeah.
Year 3 of that, you were like, all right, enough.
Yeah, get somebody else in there, and then, start hating a little bit on Steph. It's crazy.
But then I sit back and I'm just like, dude, these are high school kids that you're bashing and attacking their school and them, and it's like, what is wrong with you?
Well, the thing you think about, or when I think about SCA, they haven't had a Division I or 1AA prospect in the 20 years that I was there.
They had one that transferred up. I think it was 2 years ago, maybe it was last year, but it didn't play much. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it went anyway. They have one this year, a wide receiver who supposedly has an offer from Nevada. But that's the first one ever.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. They had one transfer up before, and that's what started that whole transfer thing, was they had one transfer up a couple years ago, and then he played, but he wasn't, it wasn't, game-changing. I don't want to bash him or nothing, but, it wasn't like him. But this year they do have somebody, that's.
Hey, as a suppose,
but it's not easy. People don't realize it's not easy to get into SCA, folks, even if you have the money. They've turned... Michael, they've turned kids down from going to school there that wanted to go to school there because they didn't meet their requirements.
Guidelines. Yeah. Yep.
And stuff like they've gotten in trouble before on things that you and I think are, they're just kids. Well, unfortunately at SCA, you can't be that type of kid. You can't be that type of kid. I mean, that. Kids have been suspended for every kid out there has a vape running around, and that. Kids have gotten suspended for games because just having a vape.
No, it's
off
not
campus,
Steve. It's not good, Steve. Tell your kids it's not good.
I'm just saying, Bash's kids are probably walking around. See what I did there? I just attacked Basha for no reason.
That was Steve.
I just threw that out there.
That's Smack.
Yeah. So he's well, remember Crisman coach got fired for vapes a couple years ago. But so high school season's here, folks. He's going to start joining us on Wednesdays coming up. Looking forward to that. Just because the Chronicle, man, it's not often you get a 3-time state champion, and it would be fascinating and you don't get this access either. Like the head coach of Basher is not coming on a show every week to talk about his program, with how good they are and stuff to that effect. I don't know. Maybe he hasn't been invited. I don't know. Maybe we should at least invite him.
Yeah. I was gonna say maybe if he was asked, Stephen.
I did see, by the way, the quarterback for Hamilton that gets gotten hurt in the playoffs last go. I heard that he should be ready to go to start the season. By the way, which means Hamilton, Chandler Basher play early. That's going to be an ESPN game coming up end of August. both nationally ranked going into this season. But I did hear Hamilton's quarterback. Yeah, Ethan had to put out there on why I paused. I said Queen Creek, by the way, in their ears. But yeah, Robert said, John, people online generally suck. Yeah, good way of putting it, Robert. Yes. That's why I always have like a day a week. This week it was Saturday where I just stay off social media. I don't get on. I get on it, but I post stuff and then I don't scroll on it because I'm like I just need a day off of the stuff out there. Ethan says he saw Spider-Man 3D over the weekend. He said he liked it more in 3D than Dolby. Yeah. So there you go, folks. Options for your movie viewing experience.
Okay.
And Super Troop. If you like that type of stuff, you'll find it enjoyable. And Dale, I'm going to disparage this guy. And I don't know his name. I don't care to know his name. I could care less what his name is. But there's a guy that's in Super Troopers. This time he's the captain, but he's one of the Super Trooper guys. His face disgusts me. There's no other way to say it. I just don't like the way he looks. I don't like the way he talks. I don't like anything about it. Like, it's just something about him drives me nuts. And he had a prominent role in this movie. And so that was bothering me the whole movie.
Really?
Whole movie. He's the captain this time. I'll just tell you right now. I was. There's nothing against him. It's just, there's a face for radio. Let's put it that way. But it drives me nuts. It drove me nuts the whole movie and all that stuff. There's a reason actors are generally good-looking people. Had to get that off my chest.
Yeah, now you feel better?
The best part was they had an EV in this movie, and they made fun of EVs, which cracked me the heck up. I couldn't get enough of it.
An EV?
Electric vehicles.
Yeah.
They had a electric vehicle cop, and they made fun of it the whole movie, which is great. I loved it. As a fellow EV owner,
I'm sure they probably have a protocol for plugging in the cars every night, though.
Yeah, probably. My street in front of my house today is the day. It's getting resealed or whatever, retard.
Okay.
So my street's going to be closed. Like it closed at like 6:30, and then it won't reopen till like 4:35. Like my daughter's got an appointment this afternoon. I got to go pick her up from school. So I'm driving a lot. So yesterday I had to charge it. I got it into the 95% range.
Oh.
Because when I get home, I'm going to have to park on the street and walk to the house. So I won't be able to charge it in the middle of the day. Usually if I get home at noon or whatever, I can charge it for a couple hours before electricity gets in. So I'm not going to panic today that my car might be, because I won't be able to drive and plug it in.
They don't do half at a time?
No, they did. They did the other half. They've been doing like stretches of it, but in front of my house is today.
Okay.
So I've been like this panic today, like, oh my God. Because then she's got an appointment tonight in Chandler. So I'm like, worst case, I go to a public charger. But I'm kind of annoyed by it. I'm like, do you not take into consideration those of us that have to?
Yeah, but you're also the one who bitches and moans about the potholes in your street.
No, it's not bad. It's they just put that tar over the top.
Yeah.
They, because now it's all like old and they do it like every 8 years. But now there's like crack, there's sealants and the cracks are all covered on the street. So they just put this nice solid layer of darkness on top of it to hide all that.
It'll be smooth sailing, Steve.
Yeah. Every street around my little, like you come down mine and it curves to my house. It's like literally like maybe a less like 500 foot, 1,000 foot stretch on my street. All the other streets around me have been done last week. And now they're just doing my little section. It's kind of weird.
Well, they probably said, hey, the HOA president, he's going to be put out the least.
You think that's what they had?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Monday wasn't the day to do it because, like I said, I have to drive a lot today, so I'm a little bit in panic
they didn't
mode.
Call you and say, hey, Steve, when are you going to just come home?
Tomorrow would have been better.
Yeah. You'll be gone for most of the day?
Yes. Yeah. Tomorrow's my long day around these parts. So, yeah, I would have been longer. I would have been away longer. And then I don't have anything tomorrow night, so I wouldn't have to leave the house then. So I could have just sat there. Wouldn't have mattered.
Oh. Damn city.
Seriously. So that's what's happening in my world, Dale. Other than that, how was your weekend, Dale? I saw you had the holding the grandbaby, the new one. How old now? 4 months, 5 months?
Born in May. So what's that? June, July,
oh my
August?
God, 3 months. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, so time flies.
Yeah.
His baby was looking at you.
Smiling.
Yeah, that's because she was pooping.
Or passing gas. Yeah. One of the two. No, I always make these funny sounds when all of them were that age, and it's so funny because as soon as they hand her to me, I'd start doing my and I whistle at her.
Calling her like a dog?
Yeah. Like what?
Like a dog?
No, I whistle.
Avery.
You're pretty.
Teach a young girl that whistling is good, Dale.
Yes.
That's ingenious.
Yeah, I'll
train her early that guys whistling at you is a positive thing.
When your grandpa whistles at you, it's okay. 3 months old and she's like 18 and has flashbacks.
Yeah. You're going to be like, why do you keep going for the wrong guys? I don't know, whistler.
Wow.
Grandpa used to whistle at me all the time.
Boy, I can't wait till, well, it's going to be a while for you, but
hopefully.
You might not even be around when your kids have kids.
Hopefully. They're on their own. They're on their own for that. I don't need that nonsense. I'll be living my best life. Yeah, I'll be like, I'm moving. I'm traveling this weekend. I'm not around.
So did that mostly just, I mean, Brooke's still figuring out, went back to work today, so she's feeling better, took care of her. Just a legitimately slow weekend. Yeah. I didn't go out and do all the stuff you did.
As busy as I was, it was a relaxing busy.
Yeah.
It wasn't like stressful at all, nothing like that. It was a relaxing busy.
I mean, you drive to a movie and
that's what I mean.
Go sit down.
And it didn't, but then I go through these things like, okay, be there around 5:30. Movie starts at 6. It's a private theater, so there's no previews and stuff. Because normally, like yesterday for Super Troopers, it started at 10:30. All right, I can get there at 10:45 and miss half the previews and still plenty of time to get my stuff and go in, right? Stuff like that. So then we're like, all right, we're going to eat on the way. So then you're like, hey, where are we eating at? Which restaurants are we going to on a Saturday at 4 o'clock or whatever, so you can get there early and then get there and get out and still have time to make it there and all of that. So you go through this panic. Dude, we showed up at the movie theater like 5 o'clock, like way early.
Oh.
We're like, oh, so now what do we do?
And is it Camel View?
Yeah, Camel View there at Fast. First time I'd been in there since they rebuilt that. It's super nice. There's something about, Dan Harkins, I used to work for you. You don't remember me now, but at one time you knew who I was. Talked to him all the time. But I stopped going to Harkins many years ago. We do AMC now. We have the AMC A Plus where we pay like whatever it is, $22 a month, and we can see 3 movies for free a week. And so basically, you pay $20 or whatever it is, 23 or whatever it is, and you get to see movies for free, no matter what it is, IMAX, whatever, as long as it's an AMC. It's a beautiful program.
Right.
Concessions are expensive, but other than that. So, but I switched back to AMC because, like Harkins back in the day before they went to the reclining seats, I'd get out of them. Back when I was in shape, and like my body would hurt, like my legs would be going numb during them. Like I just didn't like the way the seats were. They were uncomfortable and stuff like that. Dale, I haven't recovered since Saturday night in those Harkins seats. I during the movie, my left hip was killing me. My left hip hurts when I sit and like I hit the nerve or whatever. Like that's why I got the SUV, and so I got Ethan's driving my old car, and I got the SUV. I'm like, I need something bigger because anytime I get in a small car, the way I sit in those small cars with being tall and everything, my hip hurts. The whole movie, it felt like a Charlie horse in my hip and everything. Dale, I stood up when we were walking out of the theater. My right ankle had a sharp pain going through it. I couldn't turn my head to the right very far.
What were you and your girl doing?
Sitting there watching a movie. I didn't even move the seat back because I noticed it was happening when I had it back. So I literally just sat up. I sat all uncomfortable up, trying to get the go away. Dale, yesterday when I'm watching Super Troopers at the AMC movie, where I never have this problem in their chairs. Never have this problem. Yes, it was even hurt yesterday. And even today, right now, my left hip's hurting. So if I start crying, the sharp pain in my left hip, folks, it hurts. But I'm not saying that for sympathy for everybody on the pain. What I'm saying is, I don't know what Harkins does to their movie theater seats. But I haven't been to Harkins in probably 10, 15 years. And I had this problem before. Now they have news chairs in there and everything. And I have the same problem again. What are you doing?
And these are the recliner chairs.
Yeah, the ones where your feet come up and then they go back. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but those now even before that though, when they had the rocker chairs, those were terrible for me to sit in. It's just, I don't know what they do, man. I don't know what they do differently.
I can honestly say I don't know if I've ever heard anybody complain about the seats.
Seriously, it's me. Maybe Dan Harkins is out to get me. After all these years, he's getting his subtle revenge.
I hear Steve's going to be a Camel View.
I don't think he runs it anymore. I think he has this one guy that was there when I was there running it now and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a good weekend. But my body's recovering from watching a movie on Saturday night.
Tough to be Steve.
That was it. Watched the Rattlers yesterday. We'll talk about that. Watched NASCAR yesterday. Talk about that on the pit stop this week. Didn't catch any UFC. I just caught the highlights afterwards. I got to go back and watch that, but some good fights. Lots of upsets, underdogs winning on Saturday night.
Yeah, I saw where Lou seemingly fairly happy on Twitter.
Yeah, absolutely. So I got to go back and get caught up onto that as well. But other than that, just nice, easy day. I mean, anything else good happen around town? Because we don't talk about when the Diamondbacks do good, because we only root for them when they're bad, right?
No, I mean, it's. I know that you were sitting there steaming all week, and now they only score one run. And
didn't even watch that nonsense.
I did. Oh, the other thing I did do just by happenstance, got up Saturday, slept in a little bit, and I just turned on the TV, and right when Larry Fitzgerald was about to go talk at the Hall of Fame,
I didn't catch it live. I had to watch it afterwards.
Right, yeah. But that was it was pretty impressive. And
I was changing a truck battery on Saturday morning. Was what I was doing.
Whose truck?
My work truck for my company that does all my work on my things.
Well, you never drive it. Why don't you have somebody else change it?
No, don't have that person anymore, Dale.
Oh, okay. That's why you got a son.
Daybreak Services is no more, folks. We'll let that cat out of the bag now.
Wow.
I'm closing down that and all that. So yeah, so I've hired other people to do the work and all that stuff. Yeah, but no, I had nobody. Well, it was interesting because I mean we're still on good terms, and everything. But he stops driving the truck and parks it at the office. And I go by last week, and somebody was going by to go get some stuff done, and they wouldn't start. So I go by there last week, it won't start. I'm like, what? So I worked on it Friday afternoon. I took Ethan home, and he went to his mom's, and I drove back over there. Couldn't jump start it, couldn't do anything. So I was like, dead battery. Had no tool, so I had to go back Saturday morning and do it. But that's what I did, and then I missed Larry. What I'm getting at is I missed Larry's speech.
Okay.
I had to take it down to AutoZone and get a new battery. My dad came by and helped. He was like, you can't do this. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know how to change a battery, but he can come help. Old man.
So that's exactly why you have Ethan. You say Ethan before you go play video games.
I thought I'd just show up and jumpstart it, and then that'd be the end of it. Okay. But it was like broken battery and stuff like that. Yeah, so I don't mind doing that stuff. Dale took me like an hour and a half.
Hot, Steve. It's hot.
That's the thing, man. Like at 9:15, I got there like 7.
Yeah.
At like 9:15, leaning over this hood, like buckling it back in and everything, and I'm just like, my knees are getting ready to buckle.
Oh.
And I ate breakfast. I had a drink there. I had water there, Gatorade there, and all of a sudden I was just like, I gotta go. But finished it up, started that thing up, put everything up, got my car and cranked the AC and drove home. And I was like, and I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm not accustomed to being out and working in the heat, though.
No.
And everything. But no, it hit me hard. And I was like, it's only 9:15. Yeah, but so I missed his speech live is what I'm getting at here. So I had to go back and watch it. Funny, inspiring, good look back stuff, and stories. That was as good of a speech as I think people can give. Drew Brees. I'm not saying they're not bad speeches, but I'm just saying Drew Brees' speech left me desired for something. It wasn't inspiring. But I have no personal connection to Drew Brees, so I don't,
No, that's always going to be a little bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, like even when Larry started talking about people like coming up and Dennis Green and stuff, which we know Denny Green here, right? Like we knew him. But it's kind of like where you go, all right. Next, fast forward.
I don't know. To me, it's always great to hear these guys' stories, where they came from, who was there when it first started, and all that. And I enjoyed all of them for different reasons.
I'm not saying Drew Brees was bad. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you were.
There was no point where I'm like, oh, I should cut that part out of Drew Brees' speech and play that on the show. There was nothing that I was like, all right.
Well, I mean, Anna Vinatieri could probably say the same thing, but I know you cut one part out.
I got two of them.
I know you cut one part out.
Yeah, because he's hilarious. Who knew Adam Vinatieri was so funny?
Yeah, that was.
He's a kicker.
It was.
We're talking about the Bill Belichick part, right? What other part would you be talking about?
I don't know. I mean, he has a gorgeous family, gorgeous wife.
We're playing it to his wife was laughing. That tells you this. That tells you the fantastic sense of humor from both of them.
Okay, so my question, and Brooke and I were watching.
We'll play it in a little bit here,
and I won't say what it was, but.
Do you want to play it first? So
no.
Okay.
I'm just going to say, I'm going to ask you this question. Yeah. You're getting elected to the Painters Hall of Fame or whatever it is that you would go in, and you're going to give a speech. And
don't paint.
Well, you used to sell paint.
Yes, that I did do. Yes,
but you're going to throw something like that out at one of your coworkers.
Yeah.
Do you tell Autumn or do you not tell Autumn that you're going to say that?
I would think you're running your speech by your wife or significant other before you're giving it.
Okay.
You're not writing your speech and keeping it to yourself. No, you're sharing it with close friends and family members. Like, what do you think? What about this type of stuff?
And I that's what I kind of thought, because I think that, hey, I'm going to clear this with her just so that doesn't leave a smear.
But he also knows her, too. Well, this is what I said when he said that stuff. Same thing with the Bill Belichick joke. I said, those, good for him. Those have potential of bombing majorly. Then you're just standing up there and nobody's laughing.
Right.
And you think it's hilarious. But nobody else finds. So that's the danger with those two jokes that he did. The danger was... everybody just, especially that audience.
Yeah.
And he pulled it off, man. He pulled it off. It was, but those were daring jokes. Like, they're funny in the moment. Like, if you laugh, like everybody laughed and everything. So you're like, oh, yeah. But those are dangerous.
Yeah.
Because it could have just been him laughing.
Well, you almost knew Pat McAfee was going to react positively to it.
He's up there all high and everything.
Yeah.
He does a lot of weed, Dale, in case you didn't know.
What? What's that had to do?
Yeah, I'm saying he probably found everything. He probably found, just nobody up there being hilarious is what I'm getting at.
Anyway.
He looked weird. Now, what I'm getting at is Pat McAfee looked weird. Wait till you see this clip, and it cuts to him. He
looks the same he always does.
He's got some with his
goofy
lip. I've never noticed with his lip before what he does with it. It's weird. Yeah,
well, he might not have makeup on.
That's true.
Yeah,
because his show, the camera's only up front.
Yeah.
This was kind of offsetted and stuff like that. Well, I'll tell you what, let's play those two just because you brought it up.
Okay.
We'll do the Belichick joke first, which is your standard Belichick joke. But he had a couple other dingers. Though I enjoyed the UNC dinger more than I enjoyed the wife dinger. Now the girlfriend dinger.
Well, and it's interesting because I think a lot of people try and have a little fun with Bill Belichick. He's not a fun guy. Now we hear stories about him.
He is out behind the scenes.
But you wonder if Bill's actually watching that and went, "Oh, he just zapped me," or he's pissed.
He's like this. Give me Lombardi on the phone. I know he's not working right now. Talk about this. Robert says, before we play it, Brian Cox, the best Hannibal Lecter ever. Manhunter was a fantastic movie. I don't know what that was in reference to, but there you go.
Maybe that's actor.
Oh, the Super Trooper movie. Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm like, what was that in reference to?
That was 5 minutes ago.
It was, yeah, that's the guy I'm talking about, Robert.
Right, the ugly guy.
I can't. When he's on the screen, I can't stand it. It's just, it's. I don't want to be especially mean, but less screen time, please. That's all I'm going to say. Ethan says, "Old man Steve is here." Yeah, he's always here. Ethan, come on. Robert says, "So when do you get a scooter?" It's coming, folks. We have been places. My hip's really bad. I have a medical. I haven't told you about this yet. I'm gonna tell you about it off the air. I'll tell everybody else about it when it gets closer and stuff like that. But because of the investment business and stuff like that, my dad's not a spring chicken, and we're in business together and stuff like that. So like we, get medical stuff or whatever. So now it's my turn to go get some medical stuff done for the company and just get checked out and all that stuff coming up. I'll tell you about this thing I'm doing as we get closer to it, because it's still a few weeks away and stuff. Like Dale, it's booked like a month out. It's ridiculous what I have to go do. But the point is when I do this, I'm scared to death because I know I purposely avoid talking to doctors about my hip because I've been told, like, for the last 20 years, you're just going to have to get it replaced someday. Just deal with it until you can't deal with it anymore. So me upgrading my car to an SUV was me going, okay, it's hurting too much with this, so let's see if it gets. And it's gotten better with the bigger car. So I'm like self-doing, and like I'm like scared to death because I know one of these days somebody's gonna go, well, let's get you scheduled for that hip replacement. It's coming. I know it is, and I hate it.
Not that big.
I hear it's easy, but I just don't want to do it. Man. Yeah, I don't want to do it. So anyway, the scooter's coming is what I'm getting. You might see me in a scooter before I go that route. The problem is, though, it hurts when I sit, so I need a standing scooter. Imagine me bouncing on one of those things. All wobbly. Folks, I'm getting old. Seriously, if you watch me and Dale walk into a room together, Dale's got an excuse to walk the way he does. I'm just me.
Why is your son laughing so loud? I hear him through the headphones. I hear is giggling in there. Yeah. I don't think he's playing a game.
Dale, we've been places. Our San Diego trip. We've been places. Yeah, he's how much hell of it. I've been places where I'm like, oh my God, I should have gotten a scooter. I should have gotten one of those motorized carts to ride around in this thing.
It's so embarrassing.
Well, that's why. Dale, can you imagine? Because I'm tall too, so my knees will probably be like above the handlebars, and I'm like this, trying to fit in the thing and drive it. I'd rather just be in pain the whole time. It's wince. Anyway, back to Adam Vinatieri. Here he is talking about his coach, Bill Belichick, out there from his Hall of Fame speech.
I would repeat those last few statements about Coach Bill Belichick as well. Thank you for demanding excellence every single day. Your preparation, discipline, and attention to detail shaped far more than my football career. Unfortunately, Bill couldn't make it here today. There's a lot going on at UNC right now.
That's my favorite joke.
He may be on a recruiting trip right now looking for the next Lawrence Taylor. I thought it was because training camp had already started. But in truth, it's because he's judging his girlfriend's cheerleading competition.
Gets the bigger laugh.
All jokes aside, in my opinion, Bill is the great.
I mean, it's he's got to then walk it back. He's the greatest coach ever. But I love the UNC joke. That was more potent to me than the girlfriend joke. There's a lot going on at UNC right now. If you don't know, the GM's been suspended on hold.
Yeah.
There's recruiting questions and shadiness happening, trying to put a team together. His son's on an indefinite leave as a defensive coordinator now. So a lot going on there. That's the dig I like the most.
Right.
And that's the other side of it. Bill Belichick doesn't find that stuff funny. That's the better part of it. But Dale, the one, of course, that you giggle about, because we're all 12-year-olds here and everything. Right?
Well, everybody else giggled too.
No, because it's pretty funny because, double entendres. They're hilarious. They're hilarious. Here's Vinatieri on Pat McAfee, what it's like working with him, and how his wife did a lot of holding during the offseason for him, and Pat McAfee wasn't around. Here we go.
Pat McAfee's here in the crowd today. Great to see you, brother.
Look at his job.
The only person who enjoyed holding my balls more than my wife.
That's his wife right there.
She held for me in the off season when everyone else was gone. Get that right.
That's a good one.
No, it's an amazing joke. It really is. But like I said, that tells you what kind of person out in Vinatieri is what I'm doing this for. Because that joke could have bombed. The delivery was perfect.
Yeah.
If he would have hesitated a little bit, if he would have sounded a little meaner about it, it wouldn't have played the same, and it would have just bombed out there. But it was great. It was a good time. By the way, on the first clip there, on the Belichick one, Ethan, can you play with the sound down for me? We're just going to let it roll, Dale. When it goes to the crowd, this is kind of shocks me a little bit. A lot of Cardinals fans are there. We'll let it roll here. A lot of Cardinals fans are there supporting Larry and stuff like that. So when it comes up, I'm going to point out a couple things because I noticed this in a lot of the crowd stuff. That's an upper crowd. There's a Drew Brees jersey right there. If you don't know, a lot of fans show up to this with jerseys on of the teams and all of that. When it comes back around here, though, I want to point something out. I saw a lot of what I'm about to point out to you this weekend, and it shocked me a little bit as Cardinals fans. With where you are, where this guy is out there, can you believe Lawrence Taylor's still alive, Dale? First of all, let's start with that conversation.
And he looks pretty damn good.
I know. It looks like he's probably still going to play
Yeah.
right now. Right there. Kyler Murray jersey.
Yeah.
The Frank Gore jersey right there. Who's ballsy enough to wear a Kyler Murray #1 jersey, Cardinals jersey, next to, I'm assuming that's his wife, but girl, they're wearing the Fitzgerald 11. Is that the equivalent of wearing a Cowboys jersey to like a Steelers, Buffalo game?
Well, Larry was giving his speech too, so of course Cardinal fans are going to be there.
No, I know, but are you going to wear your Kyler Murray jersey?
Well,
that's what I'm getting at. I know you're going to wear your. I know you're going to wear your jersey.
Well, maybe you blew $100 on it, so I can get my fair wear out of this.
But I saw a lot of people walking around with Kyler Murray jersey, and it kind of just struck me like, really. Interesting.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be a Larry Fitzgerald jersey.
Yeah, you go buy a Larry jersey, don't you, before you go on that trip, or just a Cardinals shirt. But it's Kyler Murray's not even there anymore. He's in Minnesota now, and a lot of I don't know. Just struck me as weird. Just a weird thing I hear.
You are so weird.
Robert says, "Big Steve putting a Band-Aid on a bullet hole. If I stick my head in the sound long enough, I won't. It'll go away on its own." How long's your hip been hurting you? 30 years. Why don't you come in and see us? Didn't want to deal with it?
I know what you're going to tell me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know. Also, I found out this weekend. You know, the year that they had to move the speeches and stuff to inside the stadium.
Yeah, I don't remember what year it was, but I remember they did
it was
that.
late night. It was probably early 2000s when Jim Kelly got inducted, and Buffalo overtook the place.
Yes,
they used to do it on the front steps of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So no, we can't do this anymore.
Well, that's what they did. They tried the indoor thing and it didn't work because there was too many people. So they needed to do it. They moved it back. Now it's at the football field. So you have a big stadium setting now and stuff like that. But yeah, stupid Buffalo fans ruin it for everybody. Did you see I used to be the house that OJ built, but now it's the house that Hellestrae built. Do you see the open Highmark?
Oh, and Jay, right up your alley, isn't it? You see the first complaint?
I saw the first 3 complaints, and they're not wrong.
They're right up Steve's alley.
Well, which one are you talking about?
The obscured view?
Yes. Okay. The first complaint I saw was how small the video boards are. If you don't know, like if you've been to Cardinal Stadium, they have a video board that's like the whole end zone. Huge. And that building was built in 2008.
That's been updated.
Yeah, but it's been updated. Yeah. But it's still not like you. But Eagles have one that I swear to God, it's the size of the stadium out there, right? Like you go bigger and better. They're small relative video boards in the Buffalo Stadium compared to what they should be for a new stadium.
Okay.
That was the first thing I noticed in complaints out there and stuff like that. Then what were those uniforms they rolling out there as well? I get the gray, whatever, but the helmets. They had the Buffaloes. I know they had the Buffalo. That was O.J. Simpson's helmet was the Buffaloes, right? But then they had that like an eagle, like the Seahawks thing where it kind of went in the back and hit a point in the back. When did that, Mr. Buffalo Bill, when did that helmet be big in Buffalo?
I just know we had red helmets when I played there.
Did you have the Buffaloes or did you have the?
There were Buffaloes on each side.
Yeah.
With the streak through them, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Throw it up here, Ethan, if you got it there as well. Robert says, wearing the Kyler jersey is like wearing a Steve Walsh jersey to Troy's enshrinement. Folks, if you don't know, we'll roll through them here, Ethan. If you don't know the history of Highmark Stadium in Buffalo, look, as Ethan's strolling through them here. These are regular seats. These aren't like, as you can see, they're not like terrible upper level corners or something like that. But to get these seats that you're seeing right now, look at that. Forget about the fact that guy's in front of you. You can barely see through that glass. They upped the prices astronomically for you to get seats in this stadium. Like, it went from affordable Buffalo tickets, look at this one, to outrageously almost unaffordable for Buffalo fans to buy tickets to their stadium. Seat ticket licenses, ticket price, both through the roof. And you go and sit down and this is your view, I would lose my mind.
That is kind of crazy. The only one that I saw was that plastic
the glass
one?
Or, yeah.
But I thought that was just going to obscure if you're walking down the stairs right there.
Nope.
I didn't realize that's where you're sitting, and that's what you're looking at all game.
And if you go, I'm willing to bet you, because I know how things work, they have a handrail there that's blocking your view across the middle of the field. And I bet you that is interfering 3, 4, 5 rows up from this seat on top of it. And then if you're unlucky enough that you're sitting in high enough up, where the top of that is right in the middle of the field, you're going to have the top of that, which is, you can see it's like a white, filament. You guys know how glass works and everything. You're going to have that right through the middle of the field. This is like unbelievable failure in architecture levels.
Yes.
And I would even argue like, yeah, you know what? It's the price you pay. They squeeze some seats in there. But then you see the prices of these tickets and you know what they did to these fans with raising their ticket price. People that have had season tickets in Buffalo for 50 years, since OJ had to drop tickets because they raised them to such huge levels. And so the people that were used to sitting on that lower level are having to move up into the upper level and stuff like that now to be able to afford it and everything. And those are your views? You can't even see half the field?
Well, you got all over the Utah owner, the obstructed view and things like that.
Half the stadium.
And when the Coyotes first moved here and played downtown.
Those were terrible.
Yeah.
Throw it up, Ethan. Ethan's taking us through it. Yeah, well, right there. There's the upper view of it. I knew there was one. So this is what, 3, 4 rows up from that bottom seat there where you see the glass? How are you getting a good shot? You're watching that on the video board at this point, and you're paying double, triple than what you paid last year in the old stadium. Dale, this is a monumental failure of building a stadium by the Buffalo Bills.
Usually I think that you make a mountain out of a molehill, but I wholeheartedly agree with you. Brand new?
Like, literally, this is the first event there was this practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll equate it to, and I equated it to the Ethan on the drive in. Ethan was my test project. I equate this to, but to a lesser extent, I equate this to the Diamondbacks putting those ribbons in this year and people showing up to their season tickets and they couldn't see half the field. And the Diamondbacks were like, whoa, we didn't know that happened.
Right.
The difference is Diamondbacks added that.
Yes.
They built this design this way. So I'll give the Diamondbacks more slack than I'll give your designer this as well. Because this stuff is planned for now and all of that stuff. No. Hey, Ethan, in one of those pictures, did you have one of the screens in one of those pictures? I thought you did. Yeah, he's going to look at it here. If you do, just go ahead and throw it up. There it is. Look at that, Dale. You can't even see that screen from that seat. What? So you're like, okay, they're in the corner here. He's running to the right. I can't see the end zone right there. I'll watch it on the screen. What? You gotta have eagle eyes. You gotta have binoculars to see the screen up there. How is that not bigger? This to me is just it's the gross misconduct of what's happening in the NFL right now with certain owners. And what I mean by that is we're gonna treat this to like Michael Bill. Look at this. You can't even see Dale, you can barely see the board on the other side of the screen. On the other side of the field. You should be able to see that thing from everywhere on the other side of the stadium. You can do it at Cardinal Stadium. They're big enough that you can see it. Trust me, folks. I can watch both end zones on the screen in Cardinal Stadium. I'm close to one and I'm far from the other, and I can see them both clearly. when the play is going against me and I can't see it or I need to see a replay.
Boy,
this is terrible. But it goes to the whole, and you can see there's a bigger one on this right side, but it's not that much bigger. Kind of saw them both there. But doesn't this just go to the greed of the NFL right now? We see it with Michael Bidwell putting in the premium seats and things to that effect and raising prices constantly and stuff like that. Isn't this more of like what's happening where owners are just like, they'll pay the price increase regardless of what we give them?
Yeah, I don't look at it that way. I look at it as they spent over $2 billion on this stadium. What the hell was the architect thinking?
That's what I don't get. How many people signed off on that?
Yeah, and how many times do you just check it? Because you got to think brand spanking new stadium, sight lines are of the utmost importance.
Dale, you should have the best sight lines in the league with a new stadium.
Newest stadium.
But, I mean, Jerry Jones famously failed where the lights of the stadium come through that glass at a certain time of day and blinds his own team trying to catch a touchdown. That was a monumental failure on his part, so it happens.
Did you see CeeDee Lamb?
Which part?
He was practicing with a trash can,
with
trash bag over his head.
With the white thing over his head. Was that a trash bag or something? Yeah, because they can't see and they were throwing the ball.
He goes, my owner's not going to cover up the window.
Was that real? I mean, I know he was really practicing like that, but did he say that or was that just somebody?
I thought he actually said that. I'm sure somebody said, "What is that drill for?"
I saw the white thing over his head, but I didn't know if he said that quote or if somebody made it up. I didn't know if that part was real. But yeah, so you're charging triple and for these seats and everything. And you're forcing long, diehard fans to move up to the top or drop your tickets, and then you're doing that stuff. Like, you should be able to. Like, I remember when they opened the what is now Desert Dime Arena in Glendale after the Coyotes moved from downtown. All everybody talked about was how the sight lines were so much more improved.
Yeah.
And you could see it. You could see the puck from everywhere. You could see every player and all this stuff. And then that opens up, and you're going, that's a football. Now it's an all-purpose stadium, but your main thing is football. Those sight lines should be impeccable, and they're not. It is shocking. But like I said, I'm putting it to the side of it just continues to show how NFL owners just don't care about you, the fan. They don't care. They gladly took that money. And they don't care that you have to stare at a wall. And you can't look at the video boards because you can't see them because they're too far away and too small, or they're hidden by the wall or the glass parcher. It is amazing what's happening out there. I don't know. Isn't that funny how I can equate it to us here in Arizona with our
over $2 billion and nobody checked. Hey, from all the seats, can they see the field?
Yeah. And then as it's being built, you go, literally while it's being built, you can say, yeah, we don't like this. We need to change this.
Yeah.
Just that handrail on that glass part, the handrail on that side. You know where you put that handrail, Dale? You put that handrail on the other side where the concrete is.
Yeah,
the handrail isn't going
that is a disappointment. Buffalo.
Dale, explain your city. First drafted you in the NFL.
Buffalo.
Explain it. Defend them. When we come back here, second hour, we'll take an early break here. Come back. We'll get into, obviously, the big thing here. We'll talk Larry's enshrinement. I have a couple clips for you here as well. His bust reveal, which I thought, because busts crack me up because they rarely look like people. And seeing their reaction to seeing their bust sometimes is the greatest moments ever. Like, there have been people that have seen their busts and been like, where's the real one? All that Diamondbacks talk coming your way. Of course, IFL as well. Let's see what other ailments I'm trying to cover up also in the second half. Yep. we're back here. Second hour main event. Don't forget, hit us up. We're live on YouTube right now, 8 to 10 a.m. live on YouTube. TME Media AZ, of course. There, hit us up, 623-252-6670. Our text line as well. I did get, interesting enough, no Tory must go text today, which I could tell you, I think I know who the person is that's texting. I'm on to you. I know I'm on to you because I think I follow him on Twitter as well. And they are, no matter what the Diamondbacks do, they're like, Torrey's got to go. They find things to fire him. I'm not knocking him. I get it. Trust me, I get it. I told you last week. I think it's time to move on from Torrey, even with what they're doing this year. And I'm just bracing everybody now. They make the playoffs, folks. He ain't going anywhere. So brace yourself for that conclusion coming up here as well. But we'll get into the Diamondbacks in a little bit. But 623-252-6670. At TME Sports Show, hit us up there as well, or join us on the YouTube chat. Fun times out there as well. And, we're talking NFL stuff. Had fun with Vinatieri, talking about the Bills Stadium. Drew Brees' speech was good. I just didn't find anything where I was like, it's not going to stick with me. I have already forgotten what half of what he said was. Same thing with Luke Kuechly, Roger Craig.
See, I don't. So in other words, you have to be crass in your jokes or be a local guy for Steve to remember.
Do bathroom humor or be local.
Yeah.
Sums it up.
So did you nitpick?
No, they were good. It's just I couldn't relate to them. It's like a woman comedian. I'm sure they're funny. I just can't relate to them. Can't relate to their jokes.
You can't relate to the immense responsibility Drew Brees felt after Katrina.
That was fantastic. But here's the other side of it. I lived through that. I remember what, and now you don't hear the inside stories and stuff, but I remember what all that was and everything. Yeah. So it was, like I said, it was fun to hear, but I don't feel like I should rush to the show and be like, Drew Brees' section of the show. It's like, okay.
I sure as hell wouldn't want you to be a teacher of mine. D+. But, sir, everything's grammatically correct, and it's interesting.
Where's the heart?
I know.
Where's the feeling? The problem with Roger Craig is he played so long ago that a lot of the people listening to that don't know who he is. Right? You know what I mean? Like, Roger Craig retired when I was a kid. Like, I think he retired before I was 10. Did he play? He didn't play till 87, right? He played till like 84, 85, something like that.
He played 83 to 92 or
something. He did go into the 90s then. Yeah. So, I mean, that was young. That was like my football time frame that he played. Oh, for some reason, I was thinking he was done like mid to the mid 80s there. My time frames are all screwed up. I still think 30 years ago was like my parents were born. I'm just all messed up here. But a lot of people today don't know who Roger Craig was and how he played. Is what I'm getting at. So it's hard to relate to those types of stories, and even Larry's. Like I said, the Denny Green story was fantastic because we were there. We were there for that move and everything when he was drafted. His Kurt Warner stuff. It was fantastic to hear because we just lived through that not too long ago. And that's why you got to get these guys into the Hall of Fame sooner than 30 years after they retire. Just saying.
Well, and obviously everything. He played 11 seasons, 83 to 90.
Okay, so I was backwards. I thought he was late 70s to middle to
you just
late.
Didn't care. You
80s.
didn't have any empathy for him.
No, I actually cared more about his speech because he got in before he left us.
Yeah.
You get up to that age, man, especially a running back, and it's like, ooh. I hate it when they put him in after they die. That actually.
Well, he's only 2 years older than me. Is that how you talk about me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh
my God,
night?
Dale! I had a meeting last week, and people are like, "What are you going to do if Dale can no longer do the show and is no longer with you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I guess I'll have to find a replacement. Should I start now?" And they were like, "I'd probably."
You said, you said I already got 3 names in the hopper.
Yeah, I said, "Do I replace him now or do I wait till it gets bad?" So, I was getting advice from people on that.
Yeah. Always thinking forward. That's what they say about
Hey,
Steve.
Dale, that's what leaders do. You have your contingency plans out there.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Daybreak Services just closed, and I had replacements for that within a day and a half, and that was something that I didn't see coming. as quickly as it came. I knew it was coming, but I didn't know it was going to come that fast. I had contingencies ready to go. That's what leaders do. They plan ahead. They foresee things. If this happens, this happens. I'm a leader, dang it! In all seriousness, now we're having some fun with Dale here, but in all seriousness, obviously Larry was the most important just because, local.
Yes.
I saw him play his whole career. All of that stuff out there. Here he is, Larry 1A. Let's just throw it out there. And Larry's beginning of his speech here, folks, I thought was a really nice way to start it. Larry 1A, Ethan.
I just want to show a little love to my Cardinal fans here in attendance today. And to the Cardinal fans back home in Arizona, you guys supported us on and off the field over the years. You showed up at home games. You showed up at away games through wins and losses. It's been 22 years and counting, Arizona, and I'll spend the rest of my life trying to replenish the well of goodwill I've been lucky enough to drink from.
I think it's fantastic.
Well, that's a hell of a line right there. I don't think I've actually ever heard anybody say that before.
Yeah. No, it is. That's what it struck me. I was like, that's a heck of a way to start, man. Just flat out there, he lives here still, considers it his home. He's taught his kids to be active in the community. You heard that from a Bruce Cooper story last week. His kids are showing up to stuff and supporting the community, even though his oldest one's now going to Notre Dame and playing football there. Just a fantastic start. And you hear people all the time, and these players talk about, Drew Brees did it with the Saints and all of that stuff. You think the fan, wow, that was like heartfelt from Larry, and it almost made it sound like, I will say this, I don't remember if he said it in his speech or he said it afterwards, but Larry was pretty much like, I'm here because of the fans. You hear him say that kind of like, they just say it because they have to say it. Like, I feel like Larry means it. Kind of fun.
Whether he does or he doesn't is beside the point.
But he makes you feel like he means it.
Tell me this, because I was thinking about this Saturday when I was here listening to his speech. Is Larry the most popular Cardinal ever?
Yes.
I mean, you got Tillman.
Okay, that's where I was going to go at, because Jake Plummer was really popular.
But not here very long.
But what happens to our superstars is then people turn on them.
Yeah.
So Jake had to go to Denver and stuff like that, or Tampa, whatever the story
Denver
was.
first.
Denver first, and then then he retired. But Tillman for a different reason. Tillman was extremely popular, but again, short time frame, and he's more popular now because of what he did for self-sacrifice and stuff like that. And things to that effect. But in terms of like on the football field, absolutely. I think he surpasses Buddha, who, folks, people, if you don't know that, people love them some Buddha Baker. Like, I last year made a comment off air, like with a group of people, and I was like, Buddha's on the backside of his career. You would have thought I kicked somebody's dog. They were insulted by this.
Well, you probably did that at the same time, knowing you.
I kicked the dog afterwards, but when they were already mad. But yeah, no, he's got to be. Name somebody else.
Well, I mean, obviously, you had Kurt Warner for a short period.
But short period. Yeah, he was never. You were mad Kurt Warner retired from the Cardinals just because you're like, we're going to suck again. It wasn't mad because Kurt Warner was leaving himself. It was because, oh, man, our quarterback situation is terrible.
Well, and he retired after a playoff season.
That's what I was saying. Like, Aeneas Williams was a homegrown guy. He ended up playing in St. Louis and stuff at the end of his career. So he wasn't here all the time. So you take him off of that. But Aeneas Williams was loved as a Cardinal. But he was nowhere near Larry's level. Like, Larry's the first one that got into the Hall of Fame where you were like, that's our guy. And the feeling's mutual.
Here's what's so fascinating when you think back, and I remember Coop talking about it, and I kind of remember it. The fact that Larry was so adverse to the media.
Yes.
His first maybe 3-4 years.
Yeah, might have been longer than that.
At least for the first 3-4 years. To where he would get out of the locker room before the media came in.
He left the field. He left the field early. If the defense was on the field with 15 seconds left and the game was over, ding, straight to the locker room.
Shower and out.
Yeah.
And again, I think if that happens in Dallas or Philly or Chicago or someplace, New York, you're getting lambasted.
Well, yeah, because the media there.
And then he changed, and he
got called out publicly and got fined, and then he had to stick around. I don't know the exact timeline, but I believe when Kurt Warner got here, there was a big maturity jump with Larry Fitzgerald.
Yes.
It might have been before that because he was, but I know when Kurt got here, a huge maturity jump happened.
Yes, because I think again, Kurt, whatever you think of him, whatever, obviously a godsend to this franchise at that time. But I've heard Larry talk in the past, and he did a little bit on Saturday.
Yeah.
And he credits Kurt a lot with him growing up. Yeah. And hey, this is important. You need to be a lot more serious about what you're doing.
Kurt talked about. I saw so many interviews last week. It might have been with Cam Cox on one of those 12 News hits,
right?
And everything, where he talked to Kurt, and Kurt told the story of, he was told that Larry was 5 yards short of a 100-yard game or whatever early,
right?
And they were like, we're going to throw a little out route, and they had the game won already. And Kurt went to Larry and it's like, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Right. And he did that because he was like, if I can do that to Larry, then the team knows I'll do that to them. It'll make us tougher and stuff to that effect. And, and Larry was probably mad at first about it, but then he kind of understood it afterward. Fantastic story. Those are behind the scene things and stuff like that. But that's the funny thing is you look back and you just automatically think Larry was always that guy.
Yeah.
It wasn't that way at all.
No, I mean, you come in, he's a younger kid. He played 3 years at Pitt.
Wasn't he 1920 when he got here? He was super
20.
young.
Yeah, I think he's probably 20.
He was super young.
Super talented and all that. And so, obviously, he had a lot to learn.
Yeah.
And I think Kurt Warner had a guy. Larry Fitzgerald had a guy.
Yeah. You had a guy.
But most people had a guy that taught you the ropes on, hey, if you want to play this game for a while, you got to do A, B, C, and D.
There's I hear a lot of that talk in the NBA circles, how to go from college to NBA, that's a business. Yeah. Go from playing for fun, which I know it's not anymore. I think Grant Hill tells stories on that where he had to learn how to be a professional in the NBA because it's not all about basketball, folks, to stay in the league.
Well, I mean, Charles Barkley famously tells a story about Moses Malone, and he said,
and with him,
he was talking to him, and Moses said, hey, you can be one of the greatest players that ever played the game, but you're fat.
He really said that.
You're fat. And
people didn't talk to Charles Barkley like that.
No, he said, and then what he said, and Kurt said it a little bit with Larry, the fact that Moses said, I'll meet you in here early each day.
Yeah.
And I'll work out with you.
Yeah.
And that's when Charles goes, well, the first 10 came off easy. And then it's like, oh, I like the way I feel. I like the way I'm playing. But without Moses right in his face, Charles, you're fat. He might have lasted 8 years in this league at 300 pounds.
Yeah, but the other side of it is he lambasted him and told him the truth, made him make a decision, but then he offered to be like, hey, I'll come in here, which showed I'm not bigger than you on this.
Right.
I've been in the league long enough. I can come to it. And Kurt was willing to do that with Larry. And those stories are fantastic because you don't get to that level. That's why I kind of give you a hard time. You don't get to that level unless you have somebody to guide you. You don't just show up and you're just naturally. Even the greats that show up in this league, Randy Moss was a perennial a-hole, folks, early in his career.
Yeah.
And some would argue he stayed that way, but he did improve over the time because somebody got to him. It was like, you'll be out of the league with all your talent if you keep acting this way.
Yeah.
And they got to him to where then he all of a sudden realized he had to do work ethics and not be a jerk and stuff like that. So everybody needs somebody like that because your talent can get you there, but you have to sustain it for 20. The world is littered with guys with absolutely the best talent out there that didn't make it because of some other reason.
You talk about basketball, and you can go to parks in New York City and Los Angeles, even downtown Phoenix, littered with guys with the talent to play D1 college ball, high level.
They can't play the game. They can't play the game they need to play to play at that level and stuff like that. It's an amazing story, and Larry talked about it a lot, which I thought Oh, I mean, look at Drew Brees, right? I mean, we always have that conversation. Kyler Murray's short. Drew Brees ain't a tall guy, folks. He used to stand on his tippy toes to throw the football down the field because he couldn't see. So he had to stand on his tippy toes to look. You can be short, and Russell Wilson was short and was still able to make it perform. It's easy to make fun of on the size, but it's the work ethic and how you learn to adjust your abilities to get to there is what you need to
and
have.
Drew Brees told a story. Again, he had a coach in Sean Payton that he drove his players. So it was disciplinarian and kind of an a-hole, like you like to say. And
he's a giant
and
a-hole.
evidently in that first training camp or something, there's a preseason game or something, there's somebody wide open. And Sean said, "Why don't you throw it to him? He's wide open." I didn't see him.
Yeah.
And Sean said, "You'll never use that as an excuse again. Your job is to figure out a way to see him.
Yeah. Your job is to find that open man." Yeah.
And he said that lasted with me for however long he played.
And this is Drew Brees, who was having success before he got there.
Yeah.
He could have walked in and been like, "This is my team," and all that, and been egotistical about it, and probably won the battle if you wanted to have a battle with somebody. So these stories are amazing from that perspective. Here's Larry again, another clip from Larry while he's speaking. Our last clip here of him actually speaking. Give it to us, Ethan. Larry 1.
There's never much traffic on the extra mile in life. Bring others along with you. Don't just pursue excellence for yourself. Help others pursue it too. That's the part of this story that matters the most. It's not the likes. It's not the follows. It's not the fame. But the people you travel with, the values you uphold. And in the end, it's not just about excellence. It's about the people who you help get there.
That's as pointing as can be. I'm big on that philosophy. I talk about it all the time, like in what we do here, right? There is a whole slew of media people that are in it for themselves, and they don't care who you are, and they have no desire to help you. All them, and I'm the greatest. You can't touch me type of an attitude and stuff like that. And I'm just like, dude, just take people under your wing and help them out and move them along and show them the ropes and stuff like that. And I'm big on that. And I had a feeling Larry was going to touch on that. You hear the stories from Coop, your public ones. I've heard private ones, folks, Larry it doesn't matter who you are. If Larry's doing something, he'll just grab you and force you to come along with him. And do the right thing and learn how to do the process and stuff like that. He's not wrong, man. Find somebody. No matter what you do in your job today, if you have a young kid working or something, take somebody under your wing, man, and take them along that expressway with you. It's worthwhile.
Again, another line that I hadn't heard used before. There's not much traffic on the extra mile.
I know.
Because most people, hey, I've done enough.
I'm done.
This
Get off.
My workout calls for this. This, and that's a great motto to live by, especially in sports.
Yeah,
in life,
everything, but sports,
but in sports too.
It's like, I can't lift another thing. Well, do one more rep.
Yeah,
everybody else is getting off on that 15th rep at 300 pounds breast press. That's what I do. I stop at 15, at 350 pounds, just so you guys know. But the guy that's making the pros over there is doing that 16th one. I stop at 15, folks, just so you know.
We had to run 18 110s for our conditioning test in Dallas. And I always got to 20 when I worked out here in Dallas.
110 yards?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's far.
30 seconds rest.
That's far.
But I always got to where I could do a couple more.
Yeah, I just started sweating. Thinking about it.
It's come up recently because as hot as it's been and all that, and Brooke used to go. She used to demand because I'd go to different high schools.
Yeah,
depending on where I was in the valley when it's time to go run, and I'd always do it middle of the afternoon because in Dallas that's when our conditioning test was noon, 1 o'clock in Dallas.
And it ain't cool there.
No,
it ain't cool weather.
Because I need to know what high school you're going to in case you faint.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And then I remember this one story, the fact that I was at Desert Mountain High School. I was out there. It's 1 o'clock. It's probably about 108, 109. And I wasn't feeling it that day. But I always found a way to get through them.
Well, that's what sets you apart. Everybody else would have said, I'm not feeling right today. I'm just going to go home.
And about halfway through, one of those guys, the car's over there, air conditioning, whatever. I look up and there's a frickin' buzzard sitting on the fence.
Just staring at
And
you.
I go, that SOB is saying there's dinner and probably a little bit more if he falls down.
Just
And
staring
it
at
spurred me on to get through the thing.
That's hilarious. Oh,
Look
gosh.
at that big plump dinner.
Then, of course, Larry and his bust reveal. I mean, this is a special moment. If you didn't, he talked about it leading up to it. If you didn't see any of their press conferences, his dad was going to present him. Larry's dad was going to present him. He actually, I saw a clip I think it was on his media day in Canton, but he said, he goes, man, I wish, if you don't know, he knew his dad's time was coming. He wasn't doing well and stuff to that effect. So he knew it was coming. And he actually regrets not, getting his dad more involved in it beforehand and stuff like that, so he could have it for the enshrinement and stuff like that and everything. But it gets his kid, right? Two things on this. One, his oldest kid, brings him up there. But then two, I mean, his kid's starting his college jersey now, right, with Notre Dame. And, you can't tell me that for a kid, right, we talk about second generation all the time. I will be shocked and floored if Devin Fitzgerald, I'm not going to say he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I'll be shocked and floored if he's not really good in college. And we'll see how it portrays in the thing. Just because, yes, they have excess. You heard Coop talk about their bedroom that Coop saw one time.
Yeah.
They grew up a way that we do not understand. But I don't think this is a kid you got to worry about not putting the extra effort in and stuff like that. And then your dad's Hall of Fame enshrinement, and then you have to go back to Notre Dame camp. I bet you he was the best, most motivated kid out there the next day.
Well, just to be around all those people.
That's the other side of it. Meeting other Hall of Fame receivers and stuff of that effect. So here's the bust reveal for Larry with his son, of course, from Saturday. First of all, come on, Larry. Why do you have to show everybody up with your dressing and stuff? He's got a vest on that.
And it's hot there, by the way.
Met with his coat. Not a bad bust, actually. There's some bad. Yeah. There's some bad ones out there that you're like, if you saw the bust, you would have no idea who the player was. But that is an amazing moment. It's almost like handing the baton off to your kid and go, it's your turn. Go do it. Go to Notre Dame and get it done. So yes, it's terrible. It's awful that his dad's not there to be there to support him and stuff like that. But then I look at it as it's almost like it was meant to happen this way for his oldest son, who's now making his chart as a wide receiver. And if you don't know, it's one thing to follow your dad's footsteps and play football. It's another thing to play his position. Because every time he catches a ball, everybody's going to go, that's not what Larry did. I'll tell you this as well. I saw him play at Brophy a couple times. I had visions of, is that Larry out there? Same mannerisms, same running style.
Right.
Same everything. And it's just like, what?
It'll be interesting to see how he feels out and all that. But yeah, I don't know how Larry got through it without crying.
Yeah, I was actually shocked by that. Does he not ever smile?
I mean, when I talk about my dad in public, I still get a little teary-eyed. It's been 20, 30 years.
I think I know how he did it, though, because I heard afterwards, I saw a little clip on him, and he said the speech has been done for a couple months, but he's practiced it like 100 times. Mm-hmm. I'm willing to bet you that he got to the point where it was like just saying words. So even though you're up there, it's an emotional moment and stuff like that, you expect it. He was on autopilot with that speech after that much time, to where it was kind of like, that's probably partly why he did it, Dale. Right? Did it that way to talk about it and stuff like that out there. And then, of course, Larry, next day in the Arizona Republic. It's hard to read. We won't go through it. But again, his first thing there, talking about the fans and, the fans. Did you hear the roar of the Arizona Cardinal fans? There's one thing that Arizona Cardinal fans take a lot of heat, because there's not 100,000 of them that do this stuff. But there's a firm amount of fans that travel with this team, go to away games, and support this team beyond belief. They have a loyal fan base out there. A lot of them showed up to this event. You heard the roar earlier. Larry put the letter out to the Arizona Republic, thanking fans as well. It's hard to read on the screen if you guys didn't see it. But Ethan, throw that up there. First of all, I mean, the picture is fantastic to throw that out there and everything. So basically, he just thanks the fans. He says, I gotta pull it up on my computer here, so I have the old man reading here as well. This is a thank you letter here that he put out there. He says, I arrived in Arizona as a 20-year-old kid who didn't know a single person. I had no idea this desert would become the place that would shape me into the man I am today. That's how the letter starts. Then he goes on down. This is what, genius move here. The day I landed was the same day the nation learned Pat Tillman had lost his life. And he goes, Pat's one of America's great heroes. Did you know that? I had no idea that he showed up and that happened at that time as well. He goes, I stepped off the plane into a state where its people were carrying real grief and something inside me grew quiet. I started paying attention. And he goes, you learn quickly what loyalty looks like when it isn't just a word at that point. And then he goes on to talk about his next 17 seasons and stuff like that. I didn't know that aspect of it. I knew he was here after, when Pat Tillman had died, in terms of that was the season. But to step off the plane into an environment where a legend of the Valley here, and all of the stuff around Pat Tillman happened, and then you're the next guy up. We always talk about it. Don't be the guy that follows the guy. Be the guy that follows the guy that follows the guy.
Yes.
And that just led me to more respect for Larry Fitzgerald and the way his career went, what he meant here. Never left when he had the opportunities to. And he takes crap for it, folks. People give him crap for staying. But when you read his language and when you see his stuff and the way he talks about it, you read this letter, you understand why he stayed. He was loyal to the state, and loyal to us here in Arizona, and that stuff. And I think it's fantastic. I didn't think it would be possible for me to respect a human being more than I already did Larry Fitzgerald. And after the experience on Saturday, I think Larry's the one guy that got it to happen.
He did everything the right way. And again,
but even when he messed up, it was correct.
Yeah, it's not that he didn't come in here and start off catching 100+ balls a season and all that.
He was shown up by Anquan Boldin.
And he struggled at times, but boy, oh boy.
One of the reasons Anquan Boldin left was he was the better receiver and Larry got the bigger payday.
Yeah.
Because Anquan was a second rounder? A second or third? Second rounder?
Second rounder, yeah.
And Larry obviously number 3.
Right.
But he was pissed Larry was getting all the money.
Number 3 overall.
Overall, yeah. So he was pissed Larry was getting all the money because he was the better receiver at the beginning. He'll keep that in mind as well. It's unbelievable. You can't be more impressed with Larry, and he's an Arizona Cardinal in the Hall of Fame. He's our guy in there. And that's why this is special. I ain't gonna lie. This could have been any other player that I grew up watching. I'm just gonna throw. I don't think he's the Hall of Famer, but let's say Buda Baker gets in. I won't feel this way about Buda Baker as I do about Larry, especially the way I feel about him off the field and things to that effect is what puts you over. I'm not saying Buda Baker's a bad guy, but he ain't Larry level. From that, that perspective and stuff. And it just over the weekend, it's just the more I got more and more impressed I got with Larry.
Right.
And it's just like, man, I was already impressed with you, buddy. I was already holding you up on this big pedestal. And now the pedestal just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger to where the point where, Dale, you and you'll be gone. I'll be gone. Ethan's around and Ethan will be able to talk to his kids and his grandkids, someday when the Cardinals are, sucking like they always do and all that. And you'll take your kid to the game, and Larry will be up in the Hall of Fame there, up in the rafters.
Right.
And you'll be able to tell your kids about what, Grandpa Steven said about Larry Fitzgerald and watching him play out there and stuff. So Cardinals will honor Hall of Fame wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald. Halftime of the October 25th game versus the Denver Broncos. So obviously he's going into the Ring of Honor. And the reason why Carson Beck's not wearing number 11, which was his college number, is because they're retiring the number for the Cardinals coming up in October. If you didn't know, that's why he's not wearing number 11.
Okay.
So October 25th, we got the day.
You going to be there, Steve?
We'll be at that game because I want to see the Broncos in person. So I'll be there for that. I'm not going for the Larry thing, but there will be people that are going to buy tickets for just the halftime situation and stuff like that. So fantastic, just a overall fantastic weekend in terms of the Hall of Fame side of it. Really quick before we take our break here, I asked Dale before the show, Did you see the Steve Keim news out there over the weekend? Did y'all see this Steve Keim news out there?
And I didn't.
I don't know how you missed it. Steve Keim, ex-GM of the Arizona Cardinals. Some guys out there claiming that Steve Keim was running a Ponzi scheme and ripping off athletes, taking their money. He was in charge of it and stuff like that. And that's okay. That's shocking by itself. Like, really? You're charging like he would. It's a long convoluted story, but basically, he would approach NFL players and be like, "We can do this for you, this for you." And one player I know gave him $1 million. Has no idea where that money went, allegedly. So that type of stories are out there. They called it a Ponzi scheme. The person that was reporting on it and stuff like that, right? And things. So that's an alarming thing right there.
Yes.
As an ex-GM of the league. But then DeAndre Hopkins responded to that post. DeAndre Hopkins, folks, number 10.
Yeah.
I think he's a Hall of Famer in the NFL. I mean, he was unbelievable, but he was like quiet, so I'm not sure. Got that bad rap there in Texans land and everything. But very good receiver in this league. Very, very good receiver in this league, whether he's a Hall of Famer or not. He came out and he alleged that Steve Keim, the ex-Cardinals GM, had something to do that contaminated his drug test that led to a 6-game suspension. And with that suspension, it cost him $13 million because you get suspended without pay for drug suspension and stuff like that. D-Hop specifically wrote, I got set up when I played for his team and lost $13 million. Contaminated drug test. Go figure how that happened. So you got allegations now out there of Steve Keim being a Ponzi scheme guy, taking money from people and losing it.
Did you see what?
And now D-Hop's out there. This could have happened. This was when I played for the Cardinals. I got set up. There's no ambiguity in what D-Hop said. Go ahead.
Did you see what he called him?
I did. You go ahead and say it.
Scheme slime.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. These are, okay, serious allegations. I'm going to say it. I was debating about it.
Oh.
Here's the thing about Steve Keim, whether this is true or not. These are serious allegations against him.
Yeah.
Here's what shocked me the most is I'm reading them over the weekend and I see D-Hop stuff and I'm going through it. My reaction to this, Dale, was, makes sense. It wasn't not Steve Keim. He wouldn't have done that. There's no way that would have happened. That wasn't my reaction. My reaction was, this could be real. That's not good to have that reaction to something that serious to where my reaction, because normally I'm like, yeah, somebody's skirting the rules. And I went, this should be looked in more. I would not be shocked if it's true because Steve Keim just strikes me as a guy. Steve Keim strikes me as a guy that's not a good dude.
Was the impetus Hopkins saying to save the Cardinals $13 million?
Well, I know what he meant by some people were like, oh, he lost $13 million with the 6-game suspension.
Yeah.
So he didn't, whatever.
The Cardinals didn't pay him.
Yeah, you don't in a suspension. Yeah, non-paid for that stuff, for the drug test. No, it was for the Ponzi scheme. You don't trust people that don't wear socks. And I try to do it with a straight face. In all seriousness, Dale, my reaction for the first part of it, the Ponzi scheme, I went, that ain't good.
Right.
We need to look into this. And then with the Hopkins thing, I went, well, that's plausible. I didn't have there's no way. We need more proof of this. I went, well, we should look into this stuff. That told me something when I reacted that way. Because usually when that stuff comes out, I go, angry people just saying stuff.
Right. Sour grapes or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I did not say that in this instance.
No. Especially when you have a track record of
That's the problem.
Firing an offensive line coach that looks like you for possibly doing what you were accused of.
Thank you, Dale. That's the problem. There's a history of things when Steve Keim was part of this organization that were shady as heck, and we never got the answers to.
Yeah.
I don't remember that coach's name, but down in Mexico, he got flown out middle of the night, fired. His DUI, where he still gets to keep his job. Why would Michael Bidwell keep him, Dale? There's enough smoke here that when these stories came out this weekend, you go, somebody should probably look into that a little deeper.
Right.
It wasn't, there's no way that guy's doing. I'd be shocked if that happens to him. That was the alarming thing to me, was my reaction. And I'll tell you this, a lot of other people on social media's reactions was the same as mine. It's not good. It's not good.
But usually you hear when a player talks about a drug suspension and I don't put anything in my body and all that. Usually if they're not that kind of person, they made a mistake.
Yeah.
Or something that they
you
took
take something you're not supposed to. And it has it in it. You don't know it has
Right.
it in it or whatever. You didn't check, whatever. I firmly believe, though, because there's ways to check on it. I firmly believe you take it with the chance you don't get caught. And then afterwards you go, I didn't know that. You don't look. I'll put it this way. You don't look at the list on purpose. So if you get caught, that's your explanation. I believe that's how that happens. But this Steve Keim story is fascinating to me because here's the side of it. There's no way the owner doesn't know if that's going on. There's no way. There's no. Now, the Ponzi scheme thing after he leaves is a different situation. I'm talking about the D-Hop situation.
Right.
If something happens shady with D-Hop, there is zero chance. And then you keep the guy employed. This is pretty damning on the ownership as well, if that part of it's true.
Yes.
If that part of it's true.
Be interesting to see if somebody looks into it.
You almost have to now, don't you, if you're the NFL? But here's my question. Did D-Hop file a complaint with the union back then? Or is this, like I said, it could lead to... I'm not saying it's not sour grapes. I'm saying that wasn't my reaction that it's sour grapes.
Right.
And it was funny, Dale. I was sitting there going, why didn't I react the other way? Why did I react of, this wouldn't surprise me?
Yeah, instead of saying, oh, that's just D-Hop revisiting something happened 4 years ago.
I firmly went D-Hop's side on this one. And that's unusual for me. I'm always skeptical on this type of stuff. Like, all right, let's investigate it and move on. Robert, Sean Kugler was the guy's name.
That's the guy's name.
Robert gave us that as well, where they looked a lot alike. That wasn't just a hot rumor. That was...
There's a little too much smoke.
The reason why you haven't heard from Sean Kugler in his lawsuit is because it was paid privately behind the scenes, folks, to shut him up. But
he's probably out on his ranch.
Gonna throw that. He got a nice check to take the fall for that, if you know what I mean, out there. Before we take a break here, but just keep an eye on the Steve Keim thing, because I'm not saying it's going to get to the point where Michael Bidwell will have to sell his team or anything like that, but. If something happened with D-Hop like that and you kept the guy employed, that is damning in those circles as well. You would think it would be damning, but it is the NFL and probably everybody does it, Dale, and they'll all just sweep it under the rug. Ethan says, is Dale replacement Graham? Ooh, that's right. We can have Graham Tate in here.
Wow.
Dale, you got to make it like 10, 15 more years. So
because you don't want him coming in here in 6th grade. You have to go 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
But we'll get all the tea from what's happening there in 6th grade. Yeah.
Boy, I'm looking at Sean Kugler's picture.
He looks awfully like Steve Keim.
Yes, he does.
Especially if you're in a dark Mexican bar and it's dark in there and you're all having tequila shots, doesn't he?
Wow.
Ann says, who does the stadium always chant for? I don't know of any other player that Cardinals fans chant for. There have been chants in the past, but nothing like Larry. Like I said, Larry would catch a 5-yard out and a spontaneous chant would break out and things to that effect. We need more Larrys on this team is what I'm getting at. Robert says, Larry tackling Kurt when he was doing reporting on the sideline will never not be funny. That was his gimmick. He'd go to the sideline and tackle guys and embarrass them on the sideline and stuff. Robin says, given Sean Payton's choices when he played, does he make the Hall of Fame? I'll go a step farther. Forget about playing days. And what was he, a 3-year player or something like that? He didn't play that long. Because he was one of those scab guys. He played during the 87 season. Scab guys can't make the Hall of Fame, can they?
Not in baseball, I know that. Maybe in football.
But he's not going to go in as a player.
No.
He's going to go in as a coach.
I remember he was part of the Bounty Gate.
Take that knowledge there. Does he get in? Is he a Hall of Fame coach? In my opinion, yes. Bounty Gate, though, does that take him out? That's serious. That was I wasn't upset about it. I didn't care about it, but the NFL sure reacted like it was the worst thing on the planet.
Well, it ended Kurt Warner's career.
That went back to Buddy Ryan, man, and went before that too, folks. It happened all the time in football. I'm sure you can tell stories where it probably happened in the Cowboys locker room. Here to share? Come on back, folks. The main events. And we're back here. Main events. Having some fun. Shows on Monday just fly by, folks. So much to talk about. We'll talk more about it as the week goes on, but your Arizona Rattlers won in San Diego yesterday. Beat the 1 seed. They beat the 2 seed previous week, 1 seed yesterday. I told you guys going into the playoffs, my stance has changed. That defense and that Rattlers defense is perennial. It's dominant. They went into San Diego, shut down a really powerful offense there in San Diego as well. Get the win. Game got close toward the end there. San Diego made a run back into it. Refs made a terrible mistake again. Like last year in the playoffs, and Rattlers ended up losing at home in that moment. The refs stopped the clock when they shouldn't have and allowed San Diego to have another play or two. Now they're up by 12, so that it was a little bit of gift, but I don't know how you, as a professional sports league, have your games on Yahoo Sports where that feed sucks ridiculous craziness.
I've tried to watch the last 2 weeks, and it got so annoying.
Awful. You have to constantly reset it. You have to re-click into the thing. It sucks, Yahoo Sports. Figure it out if you want to be a big-time broadcasting. Otherwise, IFL, put it back on YouTube. Put it back on YouTube. Zero problems there most of the time.
Right.
Some teams had problems because of internet and stuff. Terrible feed. But they got the win yesterday. Dominant win. We'll talk more about it as the week goes on. They play this Sunday, 4:30 p.m. our time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I have a beef with that. Why are you starting your championship game at 7:30 p.m. Eastern?
Well, Sunday evening.
Preseason football is going to get in the way?
7:30 Eastern's not bad.
It's terrible. Why not have a 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Eastern start? Do it earlier in the day. What are you doing? I'll put it this way. The whole idea of the championship game is because your diehards like me are going to watch it, obviously.
Right.
The problem is you have an opportunity to maybe snake some casual fans. Because I think Green Bay and Arizona. Green Bay last year, Max Myler was the quarterback for them. quarter of an inch from scoring a touchdown to win that game over Vegas. That's how close that game was last year. And he's going up against his own team in Green Bay. There are storylines galore this week on that matchup. You have the potential to lure in some casuals that could catch this game if you have it on at a decent hour. That's what I'm talking about. But I don't know. I'm not the big boy. Maybe Yahoo Sports has to cover something else more important. Maybe that guy that's pokey hair. He was in Green Bay. He wasn't in San Diego yesterday. The pokey head guy that walks on the field. Maybe he couldn't. His mom wouldn't let him out till 7:30 or something. I don't know.
Oh.
I hope. Dale, you going to go with us? Credentials? Want me to put your name in for credentials?
No, thank you. Are you going?
It was funny, too, because I emailed. Because I would have forgotten. So last night, they win the game. I emailed the media group, and I go, hey, FYI, just want to know, how do we apply for credentials for this? Just because I was like, I can't forget. I'll forget. Because last year, I forgot about it.
Right.
And, like, literally the day before, they emailed out. Or Thursday or Friday, they emailed out, and they're like, last chance. And I was like, and I didn't see the email till like Saturday morning. I was like, oh crap, forgot all about it. And everything like that. So he replied, because they're the team. Last year they were begging people to go down there and cover it.
Okay.
Because it was Green Bay and Vegas, right? A lot of their fan base isn't traveling to Tucson to watch this game.
Mm-hmm.
So last year they were kind of like, hey, if you want a credential, you can have it. This is the email I got last night. I'm planning to reach out to the league first thing tomorrow morning and find out about all of that.
See how it works.
I'm going to get shut out, right? Which I'm not the end of the world. I don't need to go to Tucson. They're doing a big, if you live in Tucson, those of you that watch us in Tucson, I know there's a bunch of you down there. I'll give a shout out to Braxton. He's one of them. Saturday, they're doing a free media session there. It's free to go in, coaches, players. You can go in and watch and be around them. It's not like the NFL where you have to sit up in the stands and watch everybody else work, the media people. It'll be a little bit more interactive for you there and stuff like that. So if you're in Tucson on Saturday, big media event down there, free to enter, free to pay attention, free to go in there and stuff like that. So just go to Go IFL. All the info will be on that website. If you live in Tucson, young kids especially, look, there's some great players to get to know and meet down there that'll treat you great. And then also young players, they'll be in awe of that situation as well. So we'll find out. We'll find out if they allow me in the building.
And you'll go down on Saturday and Sunday?
Well, that's what we were talking about. Because I could drive down there back up. It's 90-minute drive.
Get a hotel room for crying out loud.
Dude, it's Tucson. But also, do I need to go to the media thing on Saturday?
I don't know. They got some nice hotels up in the foothills, Steve.
Yeah, well, are you paying? You want to come with us? I'll put your name in too. Yeah, he thinks I don't want to get killed.
Kidnapped.
Kidnapped. I've let my kids know about Tucson early in life. Obviously. Yeah. So Rattlers there. We'll talk more Rattlers throughout the week. They lost one of their defensive guys though. Didn't affect them yesterday. We'll have to see where we go from that side. But nice young team. And I'll say this, Dale. They've come together well as the season's gone on. This is better. This Rattlers team is better than the 24 team that won the championship.
Well, the thing is, and again, we've talked about it quite a bit on this show, the fact that they seem to play better on the road than they do at home. They haven't won a championship in Phoenix.
Yep. 24 season, same thing. They beat the 2 seed, and then they beat the 1 seed, and then they won the championship game. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. And it's like magic for them. It's like they're relaxed. They're more relaxed. And I'll even go a step farther and say the coaching staff seems to be more relaxed. More into the game, I should say, when they're not arguing with their fans on the sideline.
Wow.
I said it. Sorry, Coach. Love you, Coach. But no, it's fantastic. So they're down there. It'll be fun down in Tucson and everything. There'll be a big Rattlers crowd down there. It's easy to get down there.
Right.
I saw a lot of Rattlers. There was not a lot of people in San Diego. We were talking about driving over there. Autumn kept asking me if we're going to drive over there and stuff, but that game didn't get over till like almost 8. We wouldn't have gotten home till like 2, 3 in the morning.
Right.
That's assuming no stops. And I was like, that just doesn't sound fun to me. Game should be on Saturday, man. Saturday. But Rattlers made it on there. We'll talk more about them as the week goes on, as we figure out the schedule for the week down there in Tucson and all of that fun stuff happening. But Dale, we got to get into this. Your Arizona Diamondbacks. Are you pretty much driving this train now is what you're doing. Before we get into how great they are and they're the best team ever and extend Torrey and, Coach of the Year, hand him the trophy now.
So how are you going to poo-poo this weekend series? We left on Friday, and if you would have said that the Diamondbacks would win 2 out of 3, you would have been ecstatic.
Yeah, they should have swept them.
Yeah, of course. There's going to be something wrong with you. They're only 2 for 16 on. Here's what I understand on ESPN. I'm looking at the box score.
Yep.
They scored 1 run.
That's your first problem. Yes.
They only scored 1 run on Saturday.
Yes.
But it has them team and runners in scoring position 2 for 16. So I guess maybe they got a hit, but they didn't score.
Well, no, because it's runners in scoring position means you score them.
No, you could be on second base, get a hit, and he only goes to third.
Oh, to go third. Oh, yeah, maybe you're right.
I guess.
I don't know. You know what? Actually, I'm not going to lie to you. I do not know the answer to that. That's actually a fantastic question. Does that count second to third?
It's a hit with a runner in scoring.
Was it Saturday that they had a guy? Saturday when they had a guy on third with no outs and they couldn't move him over.
No,
that was infuriating.
But
that was infuriating.
It's just absolutely astounding that they win on Friday, they win on Sunday.
Well, first of all, don't discount the win on Friday with Walt Schmidt.
Yes,
game winner. I was giddy for a regular season baseball game. I was giddy.
It was absolutely. It was fun to watch. It was a huge win.
But Saturday was fantastic. Went 10 innings, fantastic. Yeah. I mean, Saturday was the frustrating game. Like I said, if that was the game where they got on third and they couldn't get him home, that was enough to stab your eyeballs out. You were so frustrated with the situation, and a lot of that to me was. I know the players have to execute, Dale. I get that, but at the same time, coaching staff made just some decisions that you're like, why are you making that guy bunt? You obviously can't do it. I'm not gonna bash players. Just saying. But I mean, even then, 0 for 7 with runners in scoring possession yesterday. And they win 4-2.
So 2 out of 3 for the Dodgers, the indomitable Dodgers, the unbeatable Dodgers.
What are you talking about? They've lost 8 of 9 now.
The All-Star laden Los Angeles Dodgers.
Ohtani went 1 for 11 in this D-back series.
They tied him up. The pitching was dramatic against him.
I mean, even fought on Saturday. Unbelievable pitching outing by him. Unbelievable pitching outing. He didn't get the win, of course, or the loss, but just these starting pitchers, right? And you're getting Soroka back tonight.
Yes, that'll be interesting.
If he comes back just what he was before or close to it, holy crap! You have a 4-man starting lineup here as pitchers that are just dumb. They'll falter. They'll falter at times, like all pitching staffs do. They're not going to be perfect the rest of the season. But you have a world-class starting for a rotation.
Yes.
With Soroka coming back tonight on top of it. I mean, Dale, there's no, in all seriousness, I mean, you can, like I said, that man on third with nobody out just kills you. Just absolutely is unacceptable. It shouldn't happen. But that's not a Torrey issue. You're not going to blame Torrey for that. It happens. Sometimes you don't convert it. It just happens in baseball. I get it. But you just can't. I mean, Rodriguez yesterday, 7 innings, right? And then Clark and Ginkel, you only had 2 guys in your bullpen that have to pitch yesterday.
Right.
Then after the game, I think Torrey said 4 or 5 of his bullpen guys weren't even available yesterday.
Right.
So if Rodriguez didn't pitch the way he pitched, and then Clark or Ginkel struggle, it would have got ugly quickly because he didn't have a lot of availability. You don't find that out stuff till after the game. And they were able to put it together and work. Not everything that they're doing is turning to gold, but a lot of it is. And that's how you win 2 out of 3. And then not just that, you split the Padres series, against a really hot offense as well with not your best pitchers on the mound. They're fantastic. They're playing fantastic right now.
Erod, 7 innings pitched, 115 pitches.
Yeah, he was low pitch count most of that game.
Yeah, but 115 pitches was that's the most he's gone, I think, in his career.
Yeah.
And he sucked it up, figured out a way to get Ohtani there at the end.
Yeah, I know. That was awesome.
You know,
yeah, what's up with Ohtani, man?
you just can't hit Diamondbacks pitching.
Here's the bad news, though, is the Dodgers had 7 losses in a row last year. What they ended up doing. To the Dodgers, an 8 out of 9 doesn't matter to them.
Well, see, you say that, but then, you know, when we say, well, the Diamondbacks struggled in July of that year they went to the World Series, oh, that's not going to happen again. Well, maybe this is going to falter for the Dodgers.
Yeah, but the talent on the Dodgers is a little bit. I'll say this: the Dodgers are more broken than you'll give them credit for. There's some. The Dodgers are beatable, especially come playoffs.
Right.
It's going to take the right moment. You might almost a perfect type series to beat them, but the Dodgers are beatable. Last year, just nobody could touch them. But their age, a lot of their superstars aren't hitting well. They're beatable, especially if you get to their starting pitching early. They're beatable. But it's going to take a monumental effort in the playoffs to do it. But they're not as invincible as you think they are.
And here's the thing about the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks are not intimidated by them.
No.
They match up well with them.
That's the amazing thing to me. I think they're more struggle against the Padres than they do the Dodgers.
Very well could.
I think the matchup with I think they go into the Dodgers series and they're like, we're good. And they go into the Padres series like, this could be hairy. You got 3 against the Rockies now. You got to win this series. You can't back up the Dodgers. The Padres run, and then the Dodgers won by not winning the Rockies series. Jake McCarthy's on fire. The Rockies can hit. Now it's here. It's not in Colorado, so that'll kind of take their bats away a little bit. But you got to stop Jake McCarthy. Right? We all get to watch him for 3 days now because Diamondbacks didn't give him a chance. 6:40 p.m. tonight, Soroka on the mound. This is going to be fun to watch tonight. I'm not saying he's going to go out there and dominate because it's his first game back. That does worry me a little bit.
Yep.
I'm not going to freak out if he has a bad outing tonight.
Yes, you will.
But it's good to see him back.
You'll come in tomorrow morning.
See, I cut him.
Yeah.
Send him back to Canada. Blame Canada. Blame Canada.
It's going to be a cold summer in Arizona.
Because here's the deal. You got Thursday off after the Rockies. You're at Braves, playoff team, at Red Sox, hottest team in baseball, and it ain't even close. The Red Sox are on fire right now. Coming up. So you go from 3 against the Rockies after what you did, and then the Braves and the Red Sox on the road coming up. It gets hard quickly. Then you got the Reds and then the Cubs. Cubs are a tough team as well. And then it kind of settles down a little bit for you again after that. Out there, throw up the NL wild card for me, if you will, Ethan. Look at that. This is what cracks me up about this time of year because we follow the wild card. We don't do it at the beginning of the season. We do it, end of June, stuff like that, and start paying attention to it. But we throw it up pretty much every day. After what you just did against the Dodgers, and you're still tied with the Phillies for the second and third spot there, right? And the Padres are still 1 game behind. You did all of and the Marlins are still 3, Cardinals still 3.5. Basically, nothing changed after a 3-game series. But that's why it's important you stay in the playoff hunt.
Well, they're very easy. Could have went 0-3 against the Dodgers and then be out of the wild card.
They would have been out of it if they got by it. Or they'd be tied with the Padres. And then they would have the tiebreaker for that 3rd spot, I think, right? That's why they're in the catbird seat. They need to stay in that catbird seat as well coming up. But look, 63 wins for them.
Yeah.
We need to keep going because I have the over for them this season. So let's keep going, baby.
Yeah, well, then start talking positive about them.
They need to start doing stuff, Dale. Stop making me look negative.
Would you stop?
Stop leaving a guy on 3rd. A Perdomo triple. I was in the movies when the game was going on, so I had to go back and watch highlights and kind of pay attention to it. But I think it was Robert. I think I'm attributing it to the right person. Robert, it was a smart tweet, so if it wasn't you, just take credit for it. But he said, in terms of because it's Hall of Fame weekend, a Corbin triple is kind of like a Larry Katz, where the crowd just loses their mind, starts chanting and celebrating.
Oh yeah,
and I agree with that. It was on top of the Perdomo triple, so it's 2 triples in a row. But no, there's something. Even a double from Carroll, man, gets you juiced because he's just running hard. Helmet's flopping, hair just gracefully flying through the wind. It's kind of like when I run down.
You see where his girlfriend sang the.
Yeah, and he didn't know she was going to do that. I heard,
I'm kind of surprised by it.
Yeah. What if they even talk?
Hey, honey, I'll see you at the ballpark tonight.
Yeah, like, how do you keep that secret? And they're just like, and singing the anthem, and you're like sitting there warming up, going, wait, what?
I didn't know she could sing.
Would that be funny? He's like, I've never heard her sing a day in my life. What in the world? Yeah.
How about the Waldschmidt home run Friday night?
Oh my God, Dale! It's a regular season game, and it was the Dodgers, but just the way they fought in that game, and then Now the next night, Waldschmidt was up, same type of a situation, and struck out. But on Friday night, man, when he hit that thing, I don't know how you didn't get jacked up. And I get it's the Dodger, but you would have been jacked up in any scenario where he hit that thing, man. That thing was gone. And they need a stop. We'll have to see what the move is with Sirocco today. Who goes down, who gets DFA'd. Because they got Lawler coming back, Gurriel coming back. Somebody's getting DFA'd or sent down going up here. I have a feeling it might be Barossa. It might be the Barossa time to go. Because here's my point. I'm kind of tired of seeing them take Waldschmidt out late in inning games for defensive purposes and putting Barossa in. Because did anybody see Waldschmidt this weekend and a couple of his catches he made? I think he can handle it, Dale. That's what I'm getting at.
Well, Barossa's obviously on the base paths a lot faster.
Yeah, and well, fine, DH him. Put him in the DH side if you need to. But he doesn't need to go out there for a defensive replacement. But he can't hit. That's the other side of it, though, Dale. Really quick, Pro Football Talk this morning. Robert tagged us on this. Former Cardinals GM Steve Keim has ties to Muhammad Koulibaly.
He's dead.
No, not that Muhammad.
Oh, no, but there is a...
Oh, that guy. Yeah, that's the guy that died. That's how this story came out.
Yeah.
But he was a scam artist and found dead under mysterious circumstances. My point is the rumors over the weekend was Steve Keim had ties to him. Pro Football Talk 2 hours ago made it official that he has ties to him. That's that Ponzi scheme thing. I have a feeling this ain't going to end well, man. If you know Steve Keim, man, distance yourself.
Didn't he sign with an agency?
I was wondering if he still worked with him. Yeah, it was that big. You remember he walked in with no socks on?
I thought that he had signed with them.
He did.
Not sure if he's still
But he
working.
was running it and stuff. He wasn't like an agent or something like that. Steve Keim employment. Let me just look it up here really quick before we end the show here. My only point in saying that is the rumors over the weekend was that he knew the guy. Because Steve Keim went to Clutch Sports. That's where he went to run their sports side. I do not see if he still works there or not as of now. I'm not going to dig into it now. But the bigger thing here is when Pro Football Focus is putting it out there, that means they've confirmed he's got ties to the scam artists.
Yeah. Not like Steve just waking up and on the wrong side of the bed.
He worked for LeBron. Look at that with Clutch Sports. According to Wikipedia, he's still there. September 19, 2024. He was hired as general manager of Clutch Sports Group as well. So, yeah. LeBron James, of course, is with Clutch Sports. Myles Garrett's there. Jalen Hurts is part of that organization. I mean, all the big name guys.
Yeah, I think
Anthony Davis is with them.
I think Rich Paul might want to get rid of him. You don't need that around your agency.
Well, especially if you're, he was inducted into the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame in 2004. What, for DUIs? Blood alcohol level? Dale, fun Monday with you, man. Always good to see you.
Time flies when you're having fun, Steve.
Hey, you know what? I'm just glad there was no big event this weekend that you had to miss, so you got your wife sick and into the hospital so you could miss it. I'm just glad that happened. That didn't happen this weekend. Robert says, season's going to come down to the final series in San Diego because Diamondbacks play San Diego. I firmly believe that's the case, actually. I think that it's Phillies, Padres, and Diamondbacks. I've been telling you guys for several weeks now. Those three are it's coming down to those three teams for two spots.
Yeah.
And it's going to be that way for the rest of the season as well. So really quick, Robert gave us some stats here. He says runners in scoring position only counts hits. Runs don't factor into it. Yeah, so if you move a guy from second to third, you get a second one. Is that how? I actually don't know the answer to that rule. That's a rule I don't know. So if you're on second and somebody gets a hit, you get another runners in scoring position credit.
That's what
because
I'm saying.
He's a third.
That had to happen on Saturday.
That's weird. I never even thought about that rule, to be honest with you.
Big run in scores position, you're going to score them if you get a hit.
Robert says they were 4 for 30 on the weekend, 133 average. As well. Ohtani's not pitching because of his knee. Could be impacting his at-bats. See, I thought that as well, but they said it's not affecting his at-bats. Oh, no. Did you see that Cubs series when they got swept by the Cubs? Ohtani and PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong, they were battling it out with home runs and big hits. That whole series and everything. It's Robert, the Diamondbacks just stifled them. Give the D-backs credit.
Good pitching, Cy Young after Cy Young.
Ethan goes, Robert's been waiting to talk baseball all show. Wow. Well, with Larry, yeah, he brings all the stats. Well, with Larry's enshrinement, we had to go football first here today as well, and everything. Robert says season. Oh, I already told you that. Season's going to come down to the end.
ASU.
Yeah.
ASU, Tonazona.
Yeah, they are they at Ton? Did we confirm? Are they at? They're not at Tonazona this week, are they? Did we confirm that?
I think they're going.
We're actually going to. They're at their facility here. They're not there yet. So ASL thinks they still go for the whole training camp. That was 50 years ago, man.
I thought I saw something over the weekend they're getting on the buses, but maybe I didn't.
Maybe it was just the bus to the bubble. We'll talk ASU, U of A tomorrow as well with their camps because they've been going on. Talk about them coming up because yesterday we were about a month away from college football starting, folks, as well. Coming up. It'll be fun. Preseason football begins for everybody else. Cardinals play the Raiders on Thursday. Do we see Francisco Mendoza on Thursday, Dale? Do we? Red-white scrimmage was yesterday. Carson Beck came down to earth a little bit in the red-white scrimmage over the weekend.
He looked really good, too.
For a little bit, for a couple series. I'll tell you this. Jacoby Brissett making some mistakes, throwing some INTs. Now's not the time, Jacoby. Now's not the time. We'll talk about it all tomorrow, folks. Come back. The main event.